Sorry for that. We had a little technical difficulty here. We're going to start the Roosevelt Forest meeting at 6:34 p.m. I'm looking for a motion to approve our regular minutes from April 28th.
Approved. Ellen.
Aye.
What's the matter? Where? That connection. What's he doing?
Can you hear me?
Yep, now we can. You need Ellen made a motion to approve the minutes. You need a second.
Second.
And then we're going to ask everybody, if you're not talking, mute yourself. Okay, second by Bill O'Brien. And then if you're not talking, just please mute. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So carried. The boardwalk to the Orange Trail. Bill O'Brien, I know you've been speaking to the Stratford Old Timers.
That's right, Bob. They're interested in doing something. You said probably in the fall.
Yeah, I talked to Kelly. She said, I think everybody's in agreement. It's pretty wet down there during the summer months. Have to start with the fall. What we need to do, though, is coordinate with Kelly. If they need materials and stuff, we got to figure that out as well. So the sooner the better on that, Bill. So if you can get me in a hold of, is it Bob Mastroni in that group?
Yeah, and Bob said any details you can give us would be helpful.
Well, the details are, it's probably, I mean, Kelly and Bob, I'll lean on you guys. That walk is probably what? I'd say probably 150 feet. Is that fair? 30 yards?
Yeah, I think that's fair. If it's Bob Mastroni, I can meet with Bob. I know Bob.
Okay.
Just to give you a sense of how old Bob Mastroni is, I took his place at Fairfield Prep when he left to coach at Bunnell at age 21.
I'm on me because I'm smirking on that one. So that's awesome. But yeah, get a hold of Bob. Bob Ford, could I take it as an action item? Can you get a hold of Bob Mastroni and kind of talk about that? I did talk to the mayor and say that we may need some funds on that. So she's aware of that as well.
Yeah, okay. Does anybody have Mastroni's number?
Yeah, I've got it.
Phil, can you email?
Just email it to me.
Sure, I'll do that. Yeah.
We don't need Bob Mastroni's phone number on his public record.
Yeah.
Perfect. Kelly, you have any comments, or anybody else any comments on that?
Yeah, just keep me in the loop just because it's adjacent to that water course / wetland area, so I can help you guys out with permitting, and that's not a problem. I just want to make sure that it's done properly, that's all.
Yeah, so Bob and Bill, if you could just always loop Kelly in, that'd be great.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then, Kelly, I've got a little bit of I've got time this summer, so if we need to look at something, we can just go up and take care of it. I suspect anything we do to get those creosote-soaked logs out of the water course is probably an improvement. So
agreed, definitely.
Yeah, perfect, awesome. So look, that is probably, if I could, I'm glad we'll keep that as continuing items. One of the needing taken care of in the next 12 months, I would say. So that'd be a good goal. The dog park, I know there's been, I know I haven't heard anything. Anybody have any report on it? Because I have a few comments.
I have a little report. We've been doing some tree work through our contractor, Razor's Edge, just to remove dead wood and 2 dead trees that are located in the dog park. And just based on the site use, that's just going to continue. So we're just going to keep on monitoring, removing dead wood as needed. And then I believe that they're also looking to get some millings over there soon, just to replenish the parking area.
Perfect. And I know they've been self-policing there pretty well. I mean, I see comments here and there on that, but they seem to have control of that. I'm not, you know, the one thing. Well, it's not really a dog park item, but I'll mention that on a new business. So perfect. And do we have any report on the Scout Camp and Live Edge repair?
I have no idea what's going on. That Chuck has got more information on that. I'm not sure where we're at with the Eagle Scout.
Is Chuck on the
Sorry.
call? I don't see all the names on the call today. So.
No, Chuck is off driving the sag wagon for a group of Boy Scouts who are cycling from Provincetown back to the United Methodist Church. I think they roll in tomorrow,
Oh my God.
maybe the next day. They're having a
I'm
great
tired.
time. They
I'm
post videos
exhausted.
every day.
That's great. Terrific. Friends of Roosevelt Forest Facebook page, Bob.
Let's see, we've got 215 members. It keeps me up to date on things like the road into the forest has been paved. Kelly sent out a copy of the map. Kelly, is it okay if I post that on the Facebook page?
I think so. I think this might be the last version. I was just trying to get it a little crazy before, and I was trying to get MetroCog to help simplify it, which I think that they did successfully. And there were a few things that were missing, and they went back out and QA'd some of the data that was collected. So I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know if you folks saw any other edits or things you wanted added. They did add the QR code to the map. So I did test it. It leads to just a PDF version of the map. So that's something that we could definitely put up in the kiosk. So if you guys are all set with the map, then I think I am too.
Yeah, the only question I have is that they have the forest boundary on the map is in the key, but it's a light green and you can't tell where the forest boundary is because most of the map is light green.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's just if we want to show people where the forest boundary is, it's got to be a different color. It's just not gonna
be a different color.
Yeah.
Or maybe if we could take the light green off of the base map, we can just change the base map to a different topo.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think that topo base map has that kind of sage green on it to denote that there's some sort of open space forest land, and obviously that's not coincident with what we have. So I'll see what they could just change the base map. But are you folks on board with with that style of base map showing some of the topography?
Yeah, I think it's good. I guess the next step on that is, do we at trail junctions have a QR code on a post that somebody who's wandering around and says, how do I get back to the parking lot? They can take their phone, scan the QR code, and it will walk them back. Yeah.
That's a good idea, and that's something that you could print those out, and we can even get them on the trail markers too. I don't see why that'd be a huge issue.
Okay.
All right,
Frank,
go ahead.
say, Frank, if we get you those QR codes, can we get a couple of trail markers? Maybe make them white. We'll call it just for the QR codes. Put black on the QR codes, white background, black. Unless someone has a better idea, I think that would be pretty good to put out there.
Yeah, and the related topic is that we've had a request to add information about the forest to the Connecticut Trail Finder. And if you go on to Connecticut Trail Finder, which is a website that's simply cttrailfinder.com, what they do is they have all these places that you can go hiking. But most of them, like if you go to Milford, it's Silver's Hand State Park. If you go to Westport, it's Sherwood Island State Park. If you go up to Shelton, it's Osborndale. I guess that's Derby. If we put it on there, that means that we are identified as a place where people can go hiking. And that raises the question of, does the town of Stratford want to restrict access to Roosevelt Forest? Currently, I don't think, how long has it been since somebody was told they couldn't go into the forest because they weren't a town resident and they didn't have a sticker?
Mhm.
I don't think we're actively patrolling to prevent non-Stratford people from going to the dog park. I don't really foresee it as a problem, but before they've been coordinating some information with other people associated with the town. So I know they have information. They've just asked me. Yeah, I wasn't going to call you out by name. But as soon as I respond to them, then they're going to have trail descriptions and they're going to have other kinds of information. And at that point, I think they'll drop a pin in their map and somebody will be able to click on it and get that information. As it stands now, we don't show up. But once I respond to them, we're going to show up. And a number of years ago, we decided not to cooperate with NEMBA, the New England Mountain Biking Association, because we didn't want, it's fine to mountain bike in the forest, but what we didn't want to do is attract all kinds of mountain biking. We just made that decision at the time.
Yeah, and Bob, it's funny that you just kind of brought that up, because when we were going through I like to say that's a little bit like apples and oranges, but this one, and I think we need to take the temperature of the town. When I say the town council, the governing body, and the mayor's office on this. I think I'd rather run that by them before we start advertising, because technically it's for town residents only. And I don't think we have that power. I know we don't have that power to open it up to non-town residents.
Yeah, I just look at what goes on in all of the surrounding towns. Shelton is perfectly happy to have you walk in their rec trails. Trumbull is perfectly happy to have you walk in them, but you just can't park on anything in any Trumbull Town Park because they actually have patrolling rangers that will tag your cars. But there's some state of Connecticut controlled parking lots up in Trumbull that you can park at, and then you can easily access the other areas. We are pulling people in for the races.
Right.
That's out of town people. It seems to me that I would encourage open use of open space, but at the same time, I'm not the guy who's been elected to make that decision.
Right, and just to kind of push back on you on that is we don't have that power, right? So
Right.
I'm going to ask Bill O'Brien. I'm going to put you on the spot a couple times tonight, I guess. You're a sitting councilman, you're liaison. Can you kind of broach that subject with your with the town chair, with the council chair and the mayor?
Yeah, I think it's a topic for discussion, that's for sure.
Yeah.
May I make a comment?
Sure.
Sure.
We are in the process of revisiting an open space grant from 2017 that includes the acquisition of 5 parcels to the north of Beaver Dam Road. And that will be through an open space grant with DEEP. And one of the provisions of that property acquisition is going to be that there needs to be public access. And I don't think DEEP is going to let us restrict it to town employees. And there's already trails coursing through those properties that are connected to the Roosevelt Forest Trail system. So that's another thing that we will have to consider.
Okay.
Okay.
So the short answer is, Bob, let's jump on this, not let it kick around too much. Bill, if you want to fire off an email, and let's see if we can, in the next week or two, maybe get some answers.
Sounds good.
Okay, perfect. Any other, we're still in old business. We kind of went on new business a little bit, but let's kind of keep to the agenda on the ultra marathons. I guess Lou has one this weekend, right?
This weekend.
Yep, this weekend. There's a little pressure to get the road done, and at least that's all done. Kelly, are you guys all set with him? I know there's some fields that need to be cut and all that. And the field next to the pavilion. Usually they stage over there.
Okay, that needs to be cut for the marathons.
Yeah, usually they cut it. They cut it a couple times a year. Usually they cut it before that marathon so people can kind of pitch tents for, they're not camping per se, but they have staging areas there.
Okay, and that'll be for June. Okay, I'll relay the
That's-
message to Chad and for his crew.
Okay. Yeah, that would be this weekend. So,
This Saturday.
All right, I'm texting him now.
okay. Thanks. Park repairs. Well, you're texting him, Kelly. Sorry. I'll let you text him. But the park repair, there's that one thing that I'll mention. It's that we put a garbage can over it, right where the bench, where the pavilion is. There's a big hole there, and it hasn't been fixed yet. And it's kind of a dangerous situation. I threw a board on there and a big garbage can, but it's not fixed. Got to be taken care of.
What is the hole from? Did someone just dig a hole?
Hole. I can't describe it. It's not a fire pit hole. It's just a hole in the middle near the pavilion. I'll take a picture of it. I'll email.
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
text.
Okay, Chad just texted me back too and said he'll put the mowing on the list. And then once you text me the picture of the hole, I'll text that to him and ask him to fill it in.
Yeah, I did send that like a month or two ago on a Saturday to you. Remember, it's like a Saturday or Sunday. It was probably less than 2 months ago.
I probably got lost on the weekend. Sorry about that.
No problem. But no, you responded to me. But we didn't know and done on. So we just got to get it. I'm just nervous that someone's going to move the thing, and bad things can happen. So.
Okay, thank you.
Forest closed signs. That's really regarding the whole thing with PD. And I don't know how to solve that really when the PD is open and the other part. It seems now that the forest is closed, people are just walking on trails, avoiding where the PD is doing the shooting. But we need a long solution on that. I don't know what the solution is. So who's ever typing?
Bob Ford,
Yeah.
can you mute yourself?
Thank you.
Thank
I'm also going to hire Bob Ford as a typist one day if I ever need one. He's typing about 100 words per minute. Yeah, so if we could do anything with the forest, we got to figure that out. Map updates, Kelly, I think you just gave us that, right? That kind of.
Yep, I'm just gonna look into the base map before. I mean, you're welcome to post it if you'd like, for now. But I'll look into trying to clarify the base map just to make that green forest boundary stick out a little more. And then after that, I can get some signs printed out and throw them up in the kiosks. And then I can coordinate with Frank. I think you said for the QR code signs, I can snip that over to you.
Excellent. Any other comments? The James Farm Road parcel, anything pertaining to the forest, any update on that?
Are you asking me?
I guess, Cal, I'll ask. Hey,
are you talking? Oh, sorry. What was that?
I know Ellen's involved in that too. I don't know why it's on the agenda, so I'm trying to remember. But
I'm not sure, but there is a parcel, almost 10 acres on Peters Lane, that is owned by the same entity that owns the James Farm Road parcel. But the parcel that's on Peters Lane is before inland wetlands for a 4-lot subdivision, and there will be a public hearing on the 3rd Wednesday of July at 7 p.m. in Town Council chambers. So that's July 21st at 7 p.m. is a public hearing for this 4-lot subdivision on this property. So I encourage you all to come out and at least learn about the project, and you're welcome to speak for or against or neutral. But I just wanted to let you folks know.
And I'm sorry, is that contiguous to the forest?
Correct, it is. And their proposal does include deeding a portion, about an acre or so, to the forest as open space, and that's adjacent to the forest. But there is a vernal pool on a sizable vernal pool and some listed species. So it's a pretty sensitive area, a pretty high quality area, I would say. So I just encourage you, if you guys want to be involved. And you're also welcome to submit anything to me as well to be read into the record.
Who's the developer, Kelly?
I'm trying to think of the actual name. I want to say it's James Barrett, Gus Curcio.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact LLC though off the top of my head. But if you do need that, I can get you that tomorrow.
No, because I'm the treasurer of the Concerned Citizen Group with Meryl Pruitt.
Oh,
So
okay.
we'll be there. Okay.
Okay, great. Yeah, and if you want to review any of the documents that I have, just shoot me an email and I'll get that over to you before the meeting.
Sounds good. Thanks. I'm
Great.
sure Meryl has them too.
Excellent.
Thank you.
The Patricia Drive parcel, did you address that as well in your statement just now, or no? I didn't hear that.
I did not. That parcel had a in the wetlands permit on it, if we're talking about the same one, that had expired. And Nick Owen was handling that and he let it expire. So no one has mentioned anything to me about that since. So I'm not sure where that stands.
Okay. We'll let that stay on there. All right, so for new business, actually, those were continued items. On new business, which is next on the agenda, a couple things. Well, first I'll ask the commission, does the commission have any new business to bring forward? Anyone, commissioners? I will take that as a no, but you can always get back to it. The one thing I'm going to, Kel, and I'm going to kind of throw it at you, but we got to go through the town and Bill O'Brien as well. We've had a huge problem lately with dogs off leash in the forest. And now it's getting to a point where there's a lot of dog feces on the trails and stuff like that. So it's something we need to start addressing, I think, at one point now. And it's gotten worse in the past, 30 to 60 days. It's just every time I walk on the trail, there's literally tons of dog feces on the trail. So,
I'll mention that to Rob Levine too with Jared's Dog Park and see if he could just put out just some information for patrons of the dog park that if they are walking through the forest that they need to be leashed and to pick up their feces.
Yeah, and I'm being extremely sensitive because I'm not even sure if the same people walking the forest with their dogs are going to the dog park. So, yeah, I just don't want to correlate that. I don't have that evidence, and nor do I want to, make mention of that. But that is a problem. I actually pulled my chairman of the forest out on someone the other day saying, listen, chairman of the forest, you got to put your dog on a leash. The dog was big, aggressive. It wasn't a good sign. So I don't know. I may have to have a call into animal control and see if they could take a, walk through the forest one day on a Saturday or Sunday and just enforce. We have to have enforcement, but I just want to put it on the record, Eileen. So we are aware of it, and all dogs have to be on a leash if they're not in the dog park. Unfortunately, I think that's where the point we're at this point. It's not one or two people, it's a lot. So there's my spiel on that. I also was contacted, her name escapes me. We gave the 60-day permit to our friend doing the yoga in the pavilion. We granted that, I believe, in the month of April, April 24th, the April 28th meeting. I don't know if she's had any events. She did contact me and ask me if I would help her promote the yoga in the forest. And it was during my son's graduation. I said, I don't have the bandwidth really to help you to promote it, but you're more than, you have a 60-day window, and all proceeds, all profits were going to go to the Roosevelt Forest Commission. But I do see that, the 60 days is up. I think just in fairness, because I'd like to kind of get a motion out there that we extend it out another 60 days, since I don't think anything's happened, just to be fair. And then If it doesn't go, she doesn't have any events in the next 60 days after that, we'll, it ends. But are we good with that? Anyone have any concerns?
Nope, we're good.
If none, I'll look for a motion to approve that.
Approved, Ellen.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second, Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien. And Aileen, just for the record, the woman's name, I don't have it in front of me.
Sally Head.
Sally Head, thank you. So we'll give Sally Head another 60 days. for event.
When does she do it?
Well, she was trying to do it on a Saturday. She actually tried to do it, I think it was Saturday of, because it was my son's graduation weekend. I did not have the time to help her out. And I basically said, I don't think it's the Forest Commission's job to kind of promote, her yoga in the woods. If she wants to, she's more than welcome. I mean, and if anybody wants to help her, you're more than welcome. But I know with Lou, we're not helping Lou per se with his road race, right? We're not out there promoting it. So, anybody have any other comments on that, or am I? All right. We have a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Okay. We also did have an event, I believe it was last weekend, where a little memorial was put up for one of the residents who passed. The friends and family, they kind of took care of a little place in the forest, and they put a little monument where he used to sit, and they made a little garden, and they planted a tree that was approved by Kelly. The Nadeau family. Nadeau, am I pronouncing that right? The Nadeau family.
And they do.
They
They
do.
do. Yes.
They do. So, and that was approved by this commission at the last, 2 meetings ago. So, and that was done. Any comments on that, Kelly? Anything I should add to that, or?
Nope, I have nothing.
They did a great job, though. They cleared out a pretty big area.
Yeah, and it's pretty modest, to say the least. I know they went back and forth, but it's a little modest, and it's nice. So, yep. So that's all on that. Any other new business? Kelly, the other thing I was going to say, are we going to look at, I know you mentioned tree removal in the dog park, but we should look at some other trails down the line.
Yeah, I have spoken with Raiser's Edge, who completed the work for us over this past winter, and we've all agreed that it would be best to wait until winter again when trail use is down. We can kind of see what's going on a little bit better. It's faster work for them without leaf cover on, and just makes a little bit less of a mess. So, but the big thing was trail use. They didn't have many folks out there while they were pruning in the winter, so we're going to attack that again this winter.
Perfect. And maybe we'll figure out what trails. Probably, I would say the red and orange are probably the ones we would hit this. We did hit red last time, right? Orange and lime green, maybe, or yellow.
Yeah, red and blue are complete. I'm getting them confused. Hold on. Red is fully completed. Blue is only about half or so, or maybe 3/4 completed or so, because a lot of it goes onto the roadway there. So, so yeah, we can hit up perhaps orange, yellow. You said.
Yeah. So
I think that
blue is probably the heaviest trip. I would say that probably the heaviestly. It got the most use, right? Can't think of the word I'm thinking of, but we'll go with most. So, anybody else have any comments on that? I'm just thinking blue and maybe orange.
Well, my goal would be to get through all of the trails this winter. So, but obviously we'll start with the most heavily used. But and as budget allows, I don't want to promise anything just in case we get a storm or something. But my goal is to get through the whole forest.
And then by the time we get we'll need to do it again. Yeah, trees do grow. All right, going on to any other new business. If not, we'll look at trail markers. You guys did a marking a couple of months, right, 6 weeks ago, Frank? You guys went there, or am I mistaken?
Right. This is Ed. We, Ellen, Frank, and myself, we did the green trail. There were just 3 of us, and it was very successful. It was a nice time.
Excellent. So maybe in the fall we could, or if someone wants to go this spring, if we just grab a couple, maybe we can do it again. But excuse me, summer. But that'd be great. I'm sorry I missed it, but thank you for doing that. I don't see anything egregious out there where we need to go out there this weekend. So just something we have to stay on top of. Cameras, does anybody have any updates on that? I don't have any updates. Sorry, I know the town was looking to go out. We have bids out there. I'm not sure what's moving on that. Bill, if you could follow up on that, Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, we haven't talked yet about the CIP, but I think the chief put it in there for cameras. Kelly, have you heard anything?
I haven't heard anything, but I also haven't been involved, nor have I been asking. But if that's, I can ask Renee, the director, and to see how things are going with that, because I'm not quite sure. I haven't really been involved.
The one thing is the American Rescue Plan money that the town of Stratford's getting, which I believe is around $16 million. And some of that money can be used for parks, believe it or not. That's part of the whole American Rescue Plan. And the town does have 24 months to spend that money, or actually the new interpretation, commit to spend that money. So they don't have to spend it within the 24 months. So in the 23rd month, they could say, oh, we want to put a bridge in Roosevelt Forest. It's $50,000. They commit on the 23rd month and don't have to spend it right away. So that's a new interpretation this week on that. I'm kind of heavily involved in that for my work. So just FYI on that. So there is money out there that the town has received. So maybe they can use some of that money. So if anything else, any other business at all?
Hey, Bob, this is Bill again. I don't remember if we previously talked about my conversation with Father Peter at St. James.
Oh, no, we didn't. Thank you for bringing that back up. So you want to enlighten on that?
Yeah,
no pun.
He gave me the impression, without saying it directly, that they don't want to give up that property.
So they do events there, I guess, what, once or twice a year, Bill?
Well, I don't know. He sounds like more often than that.
Oh, no. Again, it's, to me, I'm fine with it. It's just, to me, I just find it interesting that St. James owns property in the middle of the forest. But, you know.
Yeah, he seemed to think it was left to them by somebody that passed away probably many, many, many years ago.
Yeah, it had to be before 1933 or something, before we purchased the town before. So, so that's the story with that. So we can put that to bed, the St. James property. They want to keep it. There's no harm, no foul in it. The only thing I would say is if we see any dangerous trees in there, we might alert St. James if we see anything that's, you know, near one of our trails, for lack of a better word. But I think our trails go near there, but I don't think they go right to the edge of their property. I think, and Kelly, that's something we're going to have to figure out when we go out there to mark trees later that need to be pruned.
It does look like I'm looking at the trail map, and part of the green trail does go right through their property.
Okay.
Just the southern portion, but I mean, it seems as though that's been the site use for a long time. So if I mean, we're letting them go through Roosevelt Forest, and they're using that property, obviously. So it seems like perhaps an okay symbiotic relationship here between us. But yeah, once we get up to the green trail, we'll definitely be on the lookout for hazard trees or limbs. And maybe that's something that we will have to talk about if there is some work to be done there. Is that something the town will just handle since our trail goes through their property?
Right.
Yeah, we'll have to discuss that when we get there.
No problem. Thanks, Bill, for that update. Is there anything else from any of the members?
Hey, Eileen, I have a question. Can we get an updated phone list of all the members?
I don't have a phone list. I have an email list.
Can we send you
I-
our cell phone numbers?
Yeah, good idea, Ellen. Maybe we can, Aileen, if you could just put in Excel when you get a chance, everybody's name and email address, and everybody could put their phone number in there, and that way we could have a master. Probably a good idea. Or
Sure.
if you can, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll owe you.
I can do it.
Aileen, put it on my list of things I owe you. Thank you.
That's one more month of online meetings then, Bob.
No good. There's no such thing as a free lunch. That's for sure. If any other business, if none, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Adjourn, Ellen Cherry.
By
Second.
Frank. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Everybody listen, if I don't talk to you, have a great 4th of July, and talk to you soon. Thank you.
Good.
Thank
Have
you.
a